Doing great. Day 52 is an interesting number because it's also a rites of passage number. It's the end of the fourth cycle of 13 years. And for women, that often means in many cultures that you become a grandmother. So I was reminiscing about rites of passages and about stepping into grandmotherhood. When I turned 52, I cried. Like, I'm not that old, I can't do it. So I'm 57 now, at that time. And part of that conversation came up about my miscarriage. So of course the show shows the story about the miscarriage. It's like, oh, but I had this whole bigger conversation I was having. And up until this point, I was starting to get really down on myself. I was hunting, I would miss a squirrel shot by an inch. And in my mind, every squirrel I get is one more day I get to be there. Every grouse is 2 days. A muskrat is 3 days. But so I was feeling good. My story changed. For every squirrel I miss is a day I don't get to be here. Every grouse I miss is 2 days I don't get to be here. And you can see my energy is just like, oh man, I don't know. And I would go out every day, try to trap and hunt, and I'd come home empty-handed. I was like, oh my God, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough to be out here. My cup was empty, half empty, and it was really, really getting down on me. Like, wow, I don't know. And the food's getting more and more scarce. So on the night of day 52, after this conversation of rites of passages, I had this super profound dream, like 2:30 in the morning. And I won't tell you the whole dream because it's a long story. I could make a movie just out of the dream. Had 3 long chapters and it starred Adam Beach. Do you guys know who Adam Beach is? He's a very well-known native actor, and he was like the center of my movie in my dream. But the message that came out of this dream, at the very end of the dream, he meets a native chief, elder, and he's wearing this bright, bright blue ribbon shirt with gold threads on it. And he was just standing there, just proud, and just by looking at him, he didn't have to say anything. And the message that came through was like, he was proud of who he was, proud of what he'd done so far. He was humble about it, and he was practicing the art of humility. So I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, turned on the camera, blah, 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 because we don't have journals, right? But I want to remember this dream. It was so vivid and so intense. And I turned on the camera and I just recorded the whole thing, everything I could remember. And then I went back to sleep, woke up in the morning, said it again. And so in the morning, I was like, wow, that's a really powerful message. So in the morning, before I turned on the camera, I got dressed, I stepped out of the shelter, and I closed my eyes and I imagined myself being that chief, and I put on that blue turquoise ribbon dress. And I said, I am proud of who I am. I am proud of what I've done so far. I'm humble about it, and I'm practicing the art of humility because I have black teeth. My teeth turned black from my pot. If you saw the show, I mean, you can see my black teeth there. And it also prepared me for my big trip out of the helicopter. But that moment, everything shifted. Everything. At that point, I was like, I could laugh at myself. I could smile at the camera again, like, I have black teeth and I don't really care. It just is what it is. Up to that point, I was really like embarrassed and upset about it. And I could believe in myself again. So that was a turning point. Day 52. Going into day 53, my rites of passage, I just stepped into like a new way of being.